Hey everybody. The last time that I talked about UOS or Ultra was when I made my video talking about what it is and the potential that it could have. But today I'm going to be looking at the chart and looking at if this downtrend that we have been in for about a month and a half is done or if we may still see lower prices. And off the bat, you can see that we are still finding resistance on this trend line. We've had a nice little 27% pump up from the lows that we put in a few days ago. And this level that we bottomed at is actually pretty interesting. We had a really quick resistance to support flip here, where we got rejected right here, but we quickly got above this level, then found support on it a few days later. And recently we got a bounce from this level again, but there are some things that make me think we may come down just a little bit lower. If you go back to UOS's price action, and more specifically this bottom that we put in before we saw a change in the trend, we went on a downtrend for a little while. This bottom marked the beginning of the uptrend. You can see that the level that we bottomed at was a macro level of resistance, place where price action got rejected, and it took it many weeks to get back above it. And I would kind of like to see something like that happen with this resistance level that we have right here. It is only about 9 or 10% down from the lows that we just put in. And if you pull a fib retracement actually from these lows that we were just talking about up to the highs, we actually have a golden pocket sitting right inside of this area between where we just found a bottom and these prior resistances. And also because of the fact that looks like we are approaching this macro support line, I wouldn't be surprised if price somehow worked its way down to this area of confluence. And since this level is sitting right around $1, which is a big psychological number, if we did come back down to this level and get a bounce from there, that would look pretty bullish in my opinion. Now we do technically have a hidden bullish divergence with this low that we just put in. If you go back to this momentum wave back here, you can see that this momentum wave that we just had actually put in slightly lower lows than this momentum wave back here. Although, interestingly, we didn't get a Bitboy green dot over here, but we did over here, which is weird because both of these green dots printed below the negative 60 line. So don't know why that is, but it appears like we got a hidden bullish divergence on the daily time frame with this bottom. And if you go out to the weekly time frame, the money flow on the weekly looks super healthy actually, although we did actually just put in a lower low with the money flow right there. It doesn't appear like that's too much of an issue. The money flow still looks pretty healthy. It is sitting pretty high up there on the weekly time frame, which is a good sign. If you go down to the 4-hour time frame, we did get bullish divergences on the 4-hour as we were coming down to these lows. Although it doesn't look the prettiest, it does kind of look like the money flow is starting to turn around, but I wouldn't be surprised if it kind of did something like that if we were to come back and test some of these lower levels. So overall, do I think the bottom for UOS is in? I think it's possible. This is definitely a possibility. I'm sure there's a lot of people waiting for it to come back down to this dollar valuation just to make sure that it's able to flip this resistance into support. And there's probably also people waiting for price to test this macro trend line, which, by the way, I'm on log scale. That's how I got it to fit. So this could potentially be the bottom, but I would be really interested to see price come down just a little bit lower. Alright guys, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, consider leaving a like, subscribing, and even turning on my post notifications. I really appreciate all the support, everybody. It means a lot to me. And I will see you all on Sunday for my next video. Peace out, everyone.